On October 20, 1944, General Douglas MacArthur steps ashore on the Philippine island of Leyte beside President Sergio Osmeña of the Philippines. For MacArthur, it is a historic and deeply personal moment. The Japanese invasion of 1942 had forced him to flee the islands, and now his long-promised return is fulfilled. American newspapers publish photographs of him wading through the surf, turning his landing into a powerful symbol of triumph, even though he was initially irritated that no landing craft awaited him. As he makes those iconic strides, U.S. troops, who had come ashore only hours earlier, push inland against light Japanese resistance. From the beach, MacArthur delivers a radio address. "People of the Philippines, I have returned. By the grace of Almighty God, our forces stand again on Philippine soil, soil sanctified by the blood of our two peoples. We have come dedicated and committed to destroying every trace of enemy control over your daily lives and restoring your liberty on a foundation of unbreakable strength." Masuda 166. Yet, the battle for the Philippines is far from complete. MacArthur anticipates seizing Leyte and its strategic airfields swiftly. From Leyte, American forces can advance to Luzon to capture Manila and Clark Field, one of the only two air bases in the islands capable of supporting heavy bombers. Though MacArthur's pride fuels part of his drive, he also seeks to make the Southwest Pacific area a more direct contributor to the war against Japan, especially by extending its air power. However, foul weather and Japanese countermeasures derail his expectations. The U.S. Sixth Army, commanded by General Walter Kruger, progresses slowly as Japanese aircraft challenge the skies and reinforcements pour in from nearby islands. Japanese Commander General Tomoyuki Yamashita, newly transferred from Manchuria and famed as the Tiger of Malaya for his 1942 conquest of Singapore, is unenthusiastic about his assignment. "So it's come at last, has it? Well, my going won't change anything. It's my turn to die, isn't it?" Hastings 122. Yamashita prefers to wage the decisive battle on Luzon, but higher command insists he fight on Leyte. As more troops arrive, he entrenches himself in the rough mountains. By early December, though, Japanese strength fades. A desperate airborne assault on American airfields fails, and U.S. forces seize Yamashita's supply port at Ormoc. He withdraws to Luzon with barely 1,000 men. Around 20,000 Japanese soldiers remain on Leyte, continuing guerrilla attacks for 4 months, even after MacArthur declares the island secure on December 25, 1944. Among the survivors is Private Saito, one of the 439 Japanese who later surrender. "To lose one's life in a war like this is truly tragic. My hatred for the army hierarchy is beyond words. I must live and tell this story to our people or my soul will never rest. What we did in China is now being done to us. Japan will soon." Chests in the water as the trucks and lumbering tanks strain together, engines roaring and spray flying. Scott 136. By late January 1945, Lieutenant General Robert Eichelberger's 8th Army enters the campaign, landing at San Antonio and Nasugbu. Officially a reconnaissance in force, the southern operation quickly grows in scale when MacArthur authorizes Eichelberger to push on to Manila if he can. "This is your only chance to take part in the capture of Manila. Bob, you can be the Patton of the Pacific." Douglas MacArthur, McManus, End of Earth 69. The 11th Airborne Division drives forward boldly, leading Japanese observers to overestimate American strength. On February 3rd, U.S. paratroopers drop onto Tagaytay Ridge overlooking the road to Manila. Only 1/3 land where intended, yet with the help of Filipino civilians, they regroup and secure the ridge by nightfall. MacArthur's haste has another motive. As U.S. forces advance, they approach Japanese prisoner of war and internment camps holding captives since 1941 and 1942. Their liberation is critical, but caution is required. The memory of Palawan in December 1944 still lingers when Japanese guards massacred prisoners, burning many alive as U.S. troops drew near. After the fall of Bataan and Corregidor in April 1942, roughly 11,000 Americans and 60,000 Filipinos were taken prisoner. By late 1944, around 7,000 U.S. POWs remained scattered across the Philippines. Early in 1945, Many are shipped to Japan aboard so-called hell ships, leaving behind only the sick and feeble. In addition, about 7,800 Allied civilians are interned, over 3,000 of them at Manila's Santo Tomas University. Conditions in the camps are appalling. Disease, starvation, and neglect prevail. Yamashita later insists he ordered prisoners released, but this seldom occurs. At Cabanatuan, guards tell captives they are free to leave, yet warn that anyone who does will be treated as an enemy combatant and shot. So few dare move. Opportunities for rescue nevertheless arise. U.S. Rangers, Alamo Scouts, and Filipino guerrillas mount a daring raid on Cabanatuan, freeing more than 500 prisoners. Using an aircraft to distract the guards, they storm the compound, eliminate resistance, and evacuate the emaciated captives. Many are too weak to walk, and some scarcely recognize their rescuers. I'll never forget the bewildered look on those men. They couldn't believe they'd been freed. Our helmets, gear, everything seemed so alien to them. They thought we were men from Mars. Hastings 233.